Hi, I'm Jessica.
Hi, Katie. How are you?
Good. How are you? You can sit down.
Thanks. I'm okay.
You doing all right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I got your message, and you talked a little bit about the difficulties that you're going through. As you're aware, I'm an LCSW, and I wanted to just talk about, like, before we begin, just so you feel comfortable and like safe in what you're seeing. Talk about a couple of the ethics involved in our meetings.
Okay.
So confidentiality, everything that you see will will remain between you and me, and except there are some limits to confidentiality, like as if you were to pose a threat or harm to yourself or to others. Obviously, I would have to report that, just so that everybody remains safe and has everybody's best interest. Do you see any problems with that? Is that okay?
No, I understand that.
Okay. And then, of course, we have you scheduled right now to meet here once a week, every week for an hour. Is that good with you still?
Yeah, that should work.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, so that's just a little bit of the things that we need to go over. And now I just wanted to know a little bit more about you and your situation. So on the phone, you said that you currently are trying to gain custody back of your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell me more about how you got to this point?
So I was caught purchasing heroin with my children in the car, and so the state was going to take the children away, but they gave custody to my mother for now.
Okay.
So I'm dealing with that. I have issues with drug abuse, and it's been really hard not having them, and I'm just really upset that they were taken away from me, and me and my mom don't get along that well. I mean, I'm glad that they're with her instead of a foster family.
But you'd rather have them with
I still would rather have them, and it's just she's not letting me see them, and it's causing a lot of friction in our relationship, and I just want to really work on myself and deal with all these things so that I can get them back, and we can, I can give them a good life.
So, you say you want to work on yourself to be able to get them back. What do you feel you'd have to change in order to be able to have your kids with you again?
Well, I would have to stop using drugs, obviously, so I'd have to change basically my entire life, everyone I hang out with, and what I'm doing, get a steady job, and find somewhere that's a safe, good spot for us to live, and I guess deal with a lot of things that I never dealt with, which is kind of why I use drugs.
Yeah. So, you said that you'd have to change a lot of your friends and stuff. Is this substance use more of a social thing, or is it to deal with?
I mean, I don't think I use it to make friends, but since I do, since I use all the time, sometimes you'd rather use with someone else. It's more fun to get high with someone than by yourself.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I've definitely made friends through it, but I don't think it began as a social thing.
So, where do you believe it began?
More of a self-medicating, not wanting to deal with stuff, feel numb kind of thing.
Yeah, trying to escape maybe some of your feelings and situation.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me more about that?
So I just always had a lot of issues with self-esteem and confidence. And it took me a long time to talk about it because I repressed it for a while, but I was abused as a child, and not dealing with that and then having to face it at adolescence was really hard for me, and it's always caused issues in relationships, and I was always overly sexual because I thought that was the only way that I think of that as the only way that you can have a relationship with someone and make them want you. But I know that that's messed up thinking, but it's still the way I think.
Still, how you're viewing things. Yeah, that experience sounds like it really traumatized you and affected a lot of how you feel about yourself. just, so you know that obviously wasn't your fault. What happened to you was not your fault at all. And I think that, it's important that we help you to gain more of that self-respect for yourself, I think that if we were to work on that would help with the substance abuse and finding other coping skills to deal with, maybe some of these feelings that you've repressed for a long time. What are some of those feelings that you've felt, though?
Well, like, I'm ashamed. Like, I have some guilt. It just makes me, like, hate myself.
Yeah. So
Stuff like that.
You're feeling ashamed and some guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Could you expound a little bit more on maybe why you're having those feelings?
Well, like, I feel ashamed because, like, I was violated, and I feel like it makes me kind of, like, made me feel, like, dirty and, like, damaged. And, like, I feel guilty because, like, I repressed it and I didn't tell anyone, and, like, maybe the person who victimized me victimized other people.
Okay.
Like, I don't even know, like, how I was capable of repressing it and, like, pushing it away because, like, I literally, like, made myself forget about it for a long time. And then, like, all of a sudden, like, flashbacks started coming and just started, like, remembering things, and it was really weird.
So it was all kind of sudden, there wasn't any trigger?
I mean, like, not anything that I can think of.
Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like you're kind of putting a lot of, like you said, you're feeling guilty and stuff, a lot of that blame of what happened on yourself. Is that maybe what you're feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be hard.
And, like, maybe feeling like I should have stopped it.
Yeah.
Which, like, obviously I was too young to
Really
be able to have stopped it, I guess. But, like, I don't know, somehow.
Yeah. So, yeah, that would be really difficult. And I can only imagine what you're going through. And, you said that the drugs you used to cope, to maybe forget about these feelings of guilt and anger and frustration that you've had. How long have you been using? Like, how long has this been going on?
For 5 years.
5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that you're addicted, or is it more of,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I would stop if I could. I want my kids back and
Okay.
I want to be their mom.
Yeah.
I've stopped before, but I just always come back to it.
Okay. So when you stopped before, how long, I guess, of a period was it before you began using again?
Well, I was in prison for 4 months, so, during that time, I stayed clean, and then I came out, and it was good for, like, another 2 months, so I guess that's 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went back out again, and then I went into treatment, and I was good for 3 months, and then I went back out again, and those were really periods of sobriety that I've had since I began using.
Yeah. Well, that's good to know, because obviously, like, that it's possible for you to get rid of these substances in your life, and I definitely believe that that's possible too, and that's a goal that we can work on together so that we can get custody back of your kids, because you love them and you want to be with them, and you want to be able to provide for them the way that you can. So, what would you say, like, 6 months from now, where do you want to be?
Well, able to have a job, have my kids, really live in, like, a good, safe house, and everyone's doing well, and they're doing well in school, and I'm happy with myself.
Okay. So if we were to accomplish those things, you would feel that this was a successful relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
And I believe that we can accomplish those things, that we can get you clean and happy and get you a job and feeling successful and good about where things are at. So I think that would be a good place to start. Okay.
Okay, definitely think that would be good.
Okay.